Hello everyone, this is Jonathan Little, and I'm here today going over a series of sit and goes. This is going to be a new series where I'm going to go over one sit and go from each buy-in level on PokerStars, starting with the $16 games. We're going to play I'm going to review a $16, $27, $38, $60, $114, $225, $335, and then $530 sit and go. I haven't been able to actually play anything higher than that lately because they don't run. So we'll go ahead and get right to it. At the lowest stakes games, you can really get away playing a very tight, aggressive style early in the game just because guys are going to make so many mistakes. At the higher stakes games, you need to loosen up just a touch because everyone's going to play later they're going to play better in the later stages of the tournament. But in the early levels, guys are just going to make too many mistakes here in the early game, so you need to make sure that you're in there with hands that you can capitalize with. I mean, if you're sitting here like 5-4 and this guy's overbetting the pot, you're not going to be able to do much about it. Let's talk about this. We already see a mistake someone's making right early in the game. First off, they're limping. Limping isn't necessarily bad. I do like limping with small pairs, hands like ace-king, ace-queen, stuff like that, just to disguise your hand. When you get this board, though, you don't ever really want to donk bet because all it is if your opponent has a good hand, they're just going to shove, and if they have air, they're going to fold every time. So this bet doesn't really accomplish anything. If it's a bluff, it's a very large bluff. In general, you don't really want to lose sit and goes early in a tournament because when people go broke, you gain a percent of their equity based on the amount of chips that you have in front of you. And if you've already lost, say, a 30-year stack, you're not going to gain near as much as everyone else does. So anyways, right off the bat, this is a $16 game. We see this player limping pretty often, and that's fine. We're happy about that. With ace-5 here, notice now something interesting is happening in that there's one short stack, and now everyone else is kind of about the same. And when this situation comes up, people are going to try to outlast the short stack for sure, but then they're also going to try to outlast each other. And if you can kind of see this situation before it happens, you can really be very aggressive and steal the blinds relentlessly because everyone's going to try to outlast everyone. If they're going to all try to outlast everyone, it means they have to pick up a hand to call. So we're going to need to be shoving very wide, especially if we have some sort of hand. Alright, here with ace-queen. Again, we don't really want to be the one to go broke. However, ace-queen is just going to be way ahead of this player's range, especially if he knows what we know, which he probably doesn't because he's playing $16 games. But I definitely want to be calling off here, and the reason is just ace-queen is so far ahead of this guy's shoving range. He does show up with king-7, and that's not really surprising. I think that's a fine shove.